Hi, I'm the Culinary Diva, and welcome to my kitchen. I am making some delicious collard greens today. I did do a collard green video before, so I'm gonna actually do this again, just let everybody know, like kind of the steps. It's gonna be really pretty quick because I've already prepped most of the collard greens. So, what I always tell people is this is what a collard green looks like, and you want to make sure you get rid of the stems. So I've started my pot. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some olive oil in the pot, let that heat up. So I pour some olive oil in the pot. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and get the stems out of these collard greens because nobody likes stems in their collard greens. I do not buy bad collard greens. To me, that's just being lazy. I think that you should always cut and clean your own collard greens. Find the bag is full of stems, and collard greens don't come out as well. So I always say just go ahead and buy them fresh and cut them up. So I have my oil that's gotten a little hot. I'm gonna put in my onions, and I'm putting my peppers, and then I'm gonna continue to get my collard greens prepped while that starts to saute down a little bit. So I'm in them. So you want to roll up the collard greens like this, and you want to cut very thin ribbons. Alright, so my onions and peppers have sauteed. I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing my collard greens. I like to saute them for a little bit to get them sauteed down before I begin to put in my liquid. And they cook down quite a bit, so you need a lot of collard greens just to make a few servings. And we're only making a small portion, so that's why I'm not using that many. What I did was I cut up four bunches total, 4 bunches of organic collard greens. You buy regular, if you get actually more, but organic is like more hardy, and so they don't cook down as much. So the quantity is similar, but of course organic still does cost more. So I'll get all my collard greens in, make sure that it can get into the pot. So I've sauteed my collard greens down a little bit, so now I'm going to start putting in all my seasonings. So what I do is I put a little bit of garlic powder. That's about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I put in some apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You don't want to put too much, but a tablespoon is enough. I put in some collard green seasoning, and this really gives it great flavor, so I always put in collard green seasoning. And you can get this online, Amazon, or you can find it in the produce section of your grocery store. Not all grocery stores have it. It is that hard to find, so I say just get this on Amazon, which is wonderful. So now I'm going to go ahead and pour in my chicken stock and turn this all the way up. And that's 1 box of chicken stock. And this is organic chicken stock. And let this mix in really well. And you see how these cook all the way down, just like that. So that's what you want. So all you have to do is you cover it. Let these cook for about 3 hours. You want to taste it about an hour into it to see how much salt you may or may not need. Oh, one more thing. I always put a little bit of Truvia, some sweetener, just to kind of cut the vinegar taste. So I always put that in. Get that stirred in and mixed in really well. I'm going to bring it up to a boil. I'm going to cover it. And 3 hours later, we will have some delicious collard greens. So I have been cooking the collard greens for about 3.5 hours. They're now done. This is exactly what they should look like. They should be this deep green color. These are nice and tender. As you see, the peppers and onions in there, which add lots and lots of flavor. So this is what the collard greens should look like once they're done. As you see, they're ribbons. You can see all of the ribbons in the collard greens that they were cut. So this is absolutely amazing and beautiful. So once you serve these up, you can take the leftover collard green pot liquor, that's what they call it, and you can put it into a container, you can freeze it. And in the wintertime, you can heat it up and drink it as soup. It's really, really good. I mean, it really helps you if you're sick, you have a cold or something like that. All the nutrients will really have really great healing nutrients inside of it. So go ahead and definitely make these beautiful and delicious, amazing collard greens. These collard greens are perfection.